can supplement your income by having a partner.
If you're still considering coming to UK, we're not discouraging you from coming to UK, because we're making this video actually because a lot of persons have asked, like, you nurses that are in UK are always talking of moving. Why are you leaving? Why are you also moving? So today we're just talking about some of the reasons why nurses in UK might decide to leave and go somewhere else to practice. Hello beautiful people, it's your girl Ada, and thank you so much for staying in today. I'm very sure you're as excited as I am to see who I have with me seated here today. You'll be following nurses coming down to Northern Ireland from 2018, even far back as 2017. I'm very sure you've heard of this name, Popo. Like as far back as 2018, when I heard anything about nurses coming down to UK, the first thing somebody had told me was there's a channel that is owned by a lady, Popo. You need to join that channel, and if you join that channel, it was a WhatsApp group, I'm sure you pass your CBT. So whenever I went to join the channel was it was already filled. I could not get in, and every day I kept looking, oh God, I wish I could join Popo's channel. That's how resourceful she is, and that's how much she's been valued since 2018. So I'm very, very happy. I'm very excited to meet this woman being here today. I have met her before, and I'm sure some of you are also looking forward to meeting her. I won't talk too much. I'll just let her introduce herself and tell us little things about herself. All
right. Hi guys, my name is Pauline Popo Moyo, popularly known as Popo.
Popo.
Yes, I'm a UK RN. I've been here for 5.5 years, and yeah, that's it.
Oh, come on.
What else?
She's not just a UK RN. Before this lady came to UK, she was a nursing tutor. And whenever she came to UK, you could see, like, you could actually see her. You could see the tutorness. If there's any word like that, you could see it in her. The very first place I was posted whenever I came to UK, I was very, very opportune to meet her. When I met her and then I took a picture with her on my status, you won't believe the number of persons that asked me, is that not Popo? These are people from Nigeria. So I'm very, very happy to meet Popo today. Popo also has a YouTube channel that has been very, very inspirational for nurses also migrating down to the UK, for carers coming down to the UK, getting job sponsorship, visa sponsorships. So I'm going to be leaving the link to her channel down. That's if you don't already know her. You can go and check her out. So let's go right into the topic for today. So Popo, what we're discussing about today now, there is a new trend about nurses leaving the UK. You know, the same way we all came down here like an exodus. It all seems to be playing out again, but this time it's nurses now leaving the UK into other parts of the world. Like
a lot of people are migrating from UK to America, Australia, all those places. It's because yes, UK has got greener pastures, but it's not as green as we think. Yeah. There are a lot of things which are going on here in UK which are making people say, I think it's time for me to pack my bags and leave. A perfect example is, unlike, see, when you move to America, you can get your green card before you even go to America. But here, when you're coming to UK, you have to wait for 5 good years before you get your indefinite leave to remain. Right? So when you're working in UK, Agama, there is nothing like you can easily accumulate wealth. You don't accumulate wealth because the UK chops your money. Yeah, it chops your money. It chops your money, one, through tax. Two, it also chops your money through, for example, indefinite leave to remain. Right now, each individual, if you've got a family of 5, let's say, for example, how many are you in your family? 5. Exactly. If you've got a family of 5, for each individual in your family, for you to get indefinite leave to remain, you have to be paying £3,000 per individual. So what is £3,000 times 5 each individual?
15,000.
You see, and do you know it is very difficult to save even £500 per month?
It is.
You see, so which means when you're here in UK, all you are doing is to work to give the money back to the government, because it's not only after 5 years that you need to, because most of the time you're given maybe a 3-year visa, and once your visa lapses, you also have to renew it. You see, and for you to renew that visa, you need to fork out some money as well. You see, so when people come here, for me, it would be difficult. If I had a family of 5, it would be difficult for me to raise £15,000. So at the end of the day, people come and say, okay, I don't have £15,000. Let me just use UK as a stepping stone and go to America, where I'm going to be given a green card before I even
before you even land.
You see? Or let me go to Australia where I'm going
Where
to
you're going with your PR.
before I even land there. So that is one of the reasons why people are being pushed to move out of UK.
Okay.
And besides that, the cost of living is terrible. If you compare 2018 when we initially came here,
Yes.
and now, I never used to struggle. Basically, we're at a point where we are now living hand to mouth.
We are.
Because the salary that we're now
It's
getting
never
in UK,
enough.
it's not enough.
When somebody saw one of my videos about relocating to Australia, he was like, bear in mind, Australia is also a very expensive place. And then I got thinking, I'm like, well, I would rather be in a place that is expensive but with a higher income, right?
Yes.
Than a place that is expensive with a lower income. We've looked at the pay category for nurses in Australia, where they're getting as much as start up at 72, 78 Australian dollars, compared to nurses in UK where they're getting startup of 29,000 pounds. Even if you're to convert to the conversion, you notice that the nurses there in Australia get like ×2 of what the nurses here in UK are getting. So I would rather have that money and be in an expensive place than have less and still be in an expensive place. Like, what is the whole point?
Yeah.
We all left Africa to come down here for greener pastures, but it doesn't look like it's very green anymore.
No, it's not.
No, it's not green.
It's not as green as like
we're hoping.
Yeah, we like keeping things real. We don't
Exactly.
yeah. In UK, if you don't do overtime,
You're going nowhere.
you don't survive. That's what I was telling my friend, that you see me, I'm used to doing overtime. But now, overtime has become scarce. Why? Because they have hired a lot of people from overseas. Like
yeah.
Northern Ireland is like now super saturated. You can't even get an overtime. See, as someone who's used to working 5 or 6 shifts per week, I'm down to working 3 shifts per week, which means my pay is cut by £2,000. Yeah. Imagine. So if each and every month my overtime was giving me £2,000, now I'm not getting that.
Before, when I first came here, I don't used to bother when I go to the shop. I will go to Tesco's. I'm just picking, and then you can ask me, how much did you buy this milk? I'm like, I don't even know, because the groceries were so cheap. With £100 I would stock my house. But now I go to Asda and I'm looking for the cheapest one, the one that is less by 50p, the one that is less by £2. That's how hard it is, because if I don't do that, I will spend so much on groceries, because everything has skyrocketed. The price is something else. So oh my goodness, definitely the cost of living here in UK, the poor wages for nurses is one of the reasons why nurses are actually leaving the UK now to other countries. What other reasons do you think?
Sometimes if you look at the healthcare system here in the UK, it is, I used to think that when I come here to UK, it's a, first world country, and, if I want to go to the hospital, like in my country, if I get to the hospital as a nurse, I am attended to immediately. Immediately.
Yeah, of course.
Here, if you get to the hospital as a nurse, you can be attended to 24 hours later.
Yes, 24 hours later, exactly.
Because there's nothing special about you. You understand? And the healthcare system, there was a day I was so pissed off, I'm sorry to say, I was at work, called for an ambulance, and it only arrived 18 hours later when I had knocked off. So
by then I'm sure you're already dead and sent to the mortuary. Even before it comes down.
Yeah.
The NHS is super saturated.
Yeah. We know that healthcare is free, but for you to get that, unless
access to healthcare,
unless it's an emergency, just to get to the GP in the morning, if you phone, you want to go through to the GP, we are number 76 on a queue. Are you going to wait for 2 hours on a queue, 3 hours on a queue? You see, so the healthcare system, yes, it's free, but you see people choosing to go to Turkey,
US, where they will pay.
go to US.
Yeah, NHS is super saturated. Like, it's super saturated. The wait hours is out of the roof, and you even getting to see a GP, especially if you have a baby. At times I will call and I'm almost begging, because the receptionist could just end the call on me. I'll be like, please don't end yet. Just listen to me. Like, that's how bad it is. There are times when you wish, like, I would rather actually pay for this service and get seen, and that's why, what's happening now, a lot of persons are beginning to get they're beginning to use like the private sector, the private health sector in the UK. I think that's the intent, because people are getting fed up with what's happening in the NHS trust, and I wouldn't blame them. But how about for some other nurses who are already settled here, they don't want to move? I know it's very difficult to move. It's very difficult
I don't want to move
especially your personality. Yes. They're like, no,
move.
after 5 years in this country, I'm not going to move. But they need an alternative source of income. They're wondering, like, how are we going to make ends meet? What's your advice for them? What are some sources? What are some ways they could try to, like, to augment their income to be able to make some money?
Yeah. The thing is, Adama, it's very difficult to make ends meet here in UK. If you are not doing overtime, maybe you can do agency work.
Even the agency is now less.
Now there's no.
It's less.
They are not. It's over.
They are no more. Everything is gone down.
People like they capitalize and sell things. Nurses were actually selling, like they buy braids, you buy hair. Buy hair from AliExpress. You buy it for £50. You sell it to people for £150. That's how people are supplementing their income. However way. You can, whichever way or however way you can.
So you must not necessarily be working in the hospital. You can diversify. Go and look for that means of sorting out income. If not, my dear, you will go hungry very soon.
Yeah, and then
the way it's going.
Another thing, you can supplement your income by having a partner.
Well, let's keep it real. So please get a partner. At least you can share you share the bills.
Because I've seen me, I'm single, right? And I know the struggles of a
single mother.
Yeah, because everything, Adama, everything is looking at you. Whether mommy, my shoes are now tattered and torn. Now tattered and torn. Mommy, this electricity has finished. Oh, I have to pay. It's difficult if you are doing it alone. Right. But if you have your partner, if you have your husband, the burden is lifted off you. You understand? If you are going to go and bring your 2,000, right, and your husband brings his 2,000, you've got 4,000 combined, which means you are going to make life easier for yourself. So this thing, because I've noted a lot of people are coming here to UK and they are divorcing, they are what.
Be careful, guys.
Be careful, guys.
Be careful. Ask questions.
Ask yourself all these questions. It's difficult to survive on a single income. So if you are two and you are, heads together everything, it makes life very, very easy. And if you are single, you struggle.
Two good heads, though.
Yeah, two good heads. Because it's not like all heads are good.
Some heads are horrible.
If all heads are good, I'll be having a head.
You'll be having a head by your side. Oh, Coco, I'm going to ask you this because I know you're very resourceful and you've made loads and loads of videos about nurses wanting to relocate as well. In your research and things you've seen, do you think it's safer to practice as a nurse here in the UK, or do you think, what do you have to say as regards the nursing practice itself in the UK, or the
practice as a nurse here in UK is painful. You know why? I love my job, but the only thing which I hate about my job here in the UK is this thing that they always have this pin.
Written on your face.
Oh, your pin.
It's
meant to go. Always walking on eggshells. It's like you don't feel safe as a practitioner. When you're working there, when you see a phone call from work, you have to think, what have I done?
What have I done wrong?
Everything that you do here in UK, it's all about protecting your pin. And for those who don't know what a pin is, like if you are working as a nurse, if you are now in the register, if you are registered with NMC, to be in the register of NMC here in UK, you are a pin nurse. So for you to be able to register, for you to be able to work as a nurse in UK, you have to be a pinned nurse or a registered nurse. And that pin can easily go if you make
be taken off you.
Can be taken off you over minor mistakes. If you trained in Africa, you are made to feel as if
like you didn't get enough training.
You didn't get enough training, and
even if you're doing the job.
Yes, we have had questions where we were being asked whether we trained under the trees. Because the belief is if you come from Africa, we live in the bush.
You live in the bush.
We have had instances where people don't want to be nursed by us because we are of a different color. Like, can you get someone who is my type to come
and then they end up saying, it's just the accent, I can't hear what you're saying. Can you get somebody who I can actually hear what you're saying? I understand that there are different accents, but making efforts to hear you can actually make an effort to hear me.
After all, we'll be speaking in English.
We're speaking in English.
We pass IELTS for us to be able to work as nurses here in UK. So that is the downside of nursing here in UK. That it's like,
I feel like you work so hard to get the pin, and then NMC that is supposed to actually protect you sort of puts you out there, and all you're doing instead of enjoying your job is working so hard to protect the pin which you've got, because if you sleep on bike, it just can be taken off you. Can be taken off you over very little things. Like if you see things that people have actually been sent to NMC over, you'll be very surprised. So because of that, the nurses now put in more attention trying to protect their pin instead of actually doing the major job which they're supposed to be doing, which is taking care of the patient.
Adama, another major reason why people don't like the UK. I'm sure you can see that the sun is out, but you are freezing.
Oh God. We are freezing to our teeth sitting here. You won't believe, guys. But you see the sun, I think it's bright.
The weather in UK is not favorable.
No.
Even if we've got the sun today, look at your hair. It shows that it's windy. It's cold.
Yeah, of course.
You get it. It's cold, and who likes to be cold, especially if you are single and you don't have someone to be holding you at night to keep you warm.
Guys, you see why I love her? She's keeping it real, like she's saying that exact thing you don't want to say. She's saying it to you guys. It's cold here in Northern Ireland. It's cold in UK. The video I made about Australia, I said it that it's either, if it's not raining, it's drizzling. The weather here in the UK is not the best, especially in Northern Ireland. It's not great actually. So I wouldn't blame anybody who wants, like, do you know how warm it is in Texas right now?
Yes.
I was speaking to my friend and she was telling me, oh, she's so warm, she's getting sunburn, and you know, like, but here we have maybe 1 or 2 months of summer, and that's it. That's it for the year.
And most of the summer is not even.
It's not actually summer
because you have one day of, you know, and then
brightness,
tomorrow it can be raining.
Can be raining.
Even later this evening it can be raining. Like it's the weather here is just crazy. It is
frankly, I don't blame any nurse in the UK at this point who is considering to leave the UK to go and practice somewhere else. Like, your reasons are all valid. My reasons are valid. I am going to leave. I'm leaving. We're going to Australia.
But me, I'm not going anywhere.
Papa is going to stay here. She's a stakeholder in UK. So
I've got shares here in
she's
UK.
got shares here in UK, so she can't leave. She's been here for good. The UK needs to do better as regards the international nurses, because the way they are living, I think they're just going to continue remaining in a shortage list, because it's like you brought in 100 persons and 70 has left. You have to bring in another 70 to replace, isn't it? So we're just going over and over and over, just in cycles.
So I think the question that most people might be having now is it still worth it to come to UK in 2023? Well, guys, it is worth it to come to UK in 2023, despite all the challenges, because if you look at other countries, the salary that you get, let's say you're getting £2,400 per month. In Nigeria, I don't know how much they're getting.
Don't remind me of how much I got before I left.
I know
but that's my country.
See, in my country, I know that when I left, I was getting as little as £50 per month for the whole month. So obviously, you can come here to UK. And what is important when you are relocating to UK, you have to be mindful of where you are choosing to go and work.
And where to go and live as well.
And where you are going to live. You see, because as we are here in Northern Ireland, Northern Ireland is the cheapest.
It's the cheapest
in the UK. You understand? If you go to places like England, you will suffer. If you are coming to UK, you have to be mindful of where you choose to work and live in for you to be able to survive. Don't go to expensive places like London. I've got nothing against London, but I've had a lot of people complaining that it's difficult to survive.
It's difficult to survive. Not with this cost of living right now. It's very difficult to survive. So you've heard from her now. So it's up to you. It's your personal decision. If those reasons don't bother you, all right, fine. But if they do, it's also up to you, okay? We can't make that decision for you. So we're gonna say a big thank you to Popo for having her on the channel, and of course I'm leaving her link behind. Please guys, go follow her, show her some love. She's the real G. You want to get all the G's and all the T's from her, because she's the one. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining us, and until next video, bye.